All right, we are live. Okay. Alrighty. Hey there. RJ, hey there. All right. So, yes, so just letting everyone know that we're going live here on Asha Sekhmet Instagram instead of the Maji Community, just a minor change there. But I'll make sure that the live is still accessible on all of our profiles. All right, good evening. I'm just going to wait for our panelists to get on so that we can start to introduce ourselves and have some really good dialogue. How are you doing today, RJ? How you been? It's good to see you on here. Okay. You can't hear? Let me see. Can you hear me? Let's see. Can you hear me, RJ? All right. Let's see. Hey there, Sister Ray. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Hey, Castellano. Let me know. Can you hear me? Hey, are you able to join the Instagram and see if you can hear me? RJ was mentioning that he can't hear me. Okay, cool. Okay. The sister confirmed that she can hear me. How you doing today, Sister Ray? All right, Castellano, let me invite you on. Let me see. Request add as moderator. Okay, so Castellano, you should have gotten that. Okay, awesome. All right, and then we're gonna wait we have two more panelists that'll be joining us. All right, Brother Castellano, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great.
Okay, awesome. All right, yes, I can hear you. All right, RJ, you can hear me now? See the thumbs up. All right, hey, Brother Shadow, how you doing? It's good to see you on here. We're going to get some really good dialogue. Just waiting on our other two panelists to come on, and then we'll do the introductions and get into some really good conversation. How everybody doing tonight? Hey, Sister Shakina just entered the building. Oh, awesome, Shadow. That's good. Yeah, how is it in Thailand? I think that's so cool that you're over in Thailand. Okay, let's see. Get you on. Okay, awesome. All right, and then Sister Shakina just entered, and then we got one more sister we waiting on, and then we ready to go. Hey, Sister Shakina, how you doing?
Hi, beautiful. How are you doing today?
I'm doing beautiful. Thank you.
Good.
You look beautiful as well. Look.
Thank
Bring
you.
energy.
I love it. To answer your question, I'm doing well. Today's been a beautiful day. Feeling like I got a good reset today. Started my day with some stretching and a lot of family time. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited for this talk that we're about to engage in.
Oh, I love that. It just feels so grounded. I can feel that your day has been like
Yes.
that.
Thank you.
I need some
That's what
grounding
I need
because
to
I've been
be.
running around.
Right. You get ready. You be gearing up to lead. I love it.
Yes. Okay, let me make sure that Sister Janae has a link, and then we'll get started. Oh, let's
Is
see.
my camera okay? Well, like my camera's
Well,
not picking me
so
up.
we can see you,
You
Castellano.
can?
No. Okay, yeah, I shared it. Let's see, Shadow. Okay, Thailand is good. Okay, awesome. And you're there with your shawty watching together. That's awesome. Yeah, Castellano, are you able to flip it around? Flip your camera around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Let's see. No, it's something covering your. Maybe it's your
Yes,
finger.
sir.
Oh, okay, there you go. I can see you there, but it's like, yeah. And then it's like horizontal. Can you like make it like straight up? Let me see. Okay. So what we'll do is beautiful spirits are here. Yes, absolutely. So what we'll do is we'll actually just go around and we'll just start the conversation introducing ourselves. And then when Sister Janae get here, she'll just jump in. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. Okay, yes, we can see you there, Castellano. That looks a lot better. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, like right there, yeah.
I need to find something to prop it with. I guess it's sitting up. Okay.
Yeah. Is it comfortable?
I got to figure out how to flip the camera to
Well, we
make
can
it
see
horizontal.
you.
Now when I turn it like this, you can't, right?
No. Because you can only do it for Instagram kind of straight up like this,
Okay. If this
unfortunately.
only could be straight up. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's not like
Okay.
YouTube. Yeah. Okay.
I'll get it.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. All right. Let's get this thing rolling. All right. Hey, Brother Adonis. Okay. So, welcome everyone to the conversation that we're going to have on love, legacy, and sovereignty. We have some amazing community leaders here, just really phenomenal people. And I'm just so excited for them to share their offerings and everything they have going on and just their minds, right? You all know that we're very key on finding the right people to represent, everything about community building because, that's what's so special to my heart and everything that we're doing with the Maji community. So my name is Asha Sekhmet, and I'm a Tantra practitioner, wife, oracle, and founder of the Maji Community, which is a spiritual community based on an indigenous life system. We practice polyamory and we do polyamory education, speak on sovereignty, and non-monogamous relationships that build towards sustainable community. And I'll pass it to Sister Shakina and then Castellano.
Yes. Thank you
Okay.
for that beautiful introduction. And first of all, thank you so much for having me on this beautiful panel. I love sharing ideas. I love sharing the revolution through words. My name is Shakina Soul. I am a wife. I'm a mother. I'm an oracle. I'm a yoga teacher. I teach all things movement as medicine. And my stance and my place in the world is really through indigenous families, really focusing on sovereignty as the individual and how that supports the collective. So,
Okay, great. And thank you. Thank you for having me on as well, Asha. And hello to you guys. My name is Castellano. I am an entrepreneur and an author, and I also practice polygamy. And right now, I'm currently building a community of brotherhood here in the Chicago area, Atlanta, and Huntsville, Alabama. We're looking to galvanize the attention of men for building us up mind, body, spirit, economic development, and also leadership.
Oh, nice. I just love it. I love how y'all just went through that. Like, yes, just the efficiency. Okay, awesome. All right, so now let's get into the conversation because, conversations really lead us into, building. That's like the first gateway into that. So my vision for this was really, getting into this, having people on there so they can tell people, and then, we have it up so that people see what we're really about, right? Getting into deeper conversations to see the missions behind everything that we're doing. So My first question here is, what does community mean to you? Okay. What does community mean to you?
Well, I'll go first. To me, community is, and when I hear the word community, I think about building. I think about building collectively as a community. I think about economic building. I think about us living in a sovereign lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I guess the first thing that comes to mind as a man is really brotherhood, making sure that men are aware of our place in the community and also in family, especially comes down to building businesses and building family and also becoming great leaders in our community and family. So when I think of community, that's what I mostly go to, is just really building.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep myself on mute because I have children running around here. So I love that answer, brother. Thank you for answering that. I love the term building. So for me, I think community means a collective circle of committed support, a group of people who share the same mission, same vision or goal. And I like the keyword committed, because we can be in community in surface ways, but we can also be in community in depth with each other. So our lives are integrated, or our mission is integrated towards the same common purpose or goal.
I like that.
Yeah, that was really good. Okay, and for me, I would say that community is groups of human beings that come together and share a culture, a faith, and are sovereign. So for me, what I've learned on this journey is I would hear the word like family, community, but I always felt like something was like thrown off, like because it just felt more social than it felt like what it was supposed to be. So going through initiations and like where I am today, community and family even is so different than what I thought it was, throughout, my 20s and growing up, concepts of family. So for me, community is really that interdependence of, people coming together on a strong foundation with, God at the center, family, and family, that's a whole right thing as well. But when I say family, right, the representation that we talk about in the Maji community, which is that divine masculine, divine feminine presence, right, man, woman, child, building together. And of course we do, talk about polyamory group marriages, but it's really about that interdependence, stronghold coming together and being sovereign and doing for the community, right? And not, relying on anything outside of the community to take care of and keeping your community thriving. So to me, that's what a community is that it is sovereign. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's what my thoughts is about it. Okay, so let's go to the next question here. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the sisterhood and brotherhood aspect of community, because Castellano, you brought this up, right? And you brought up like community and the aspect of that with brotherhood, which I think is really important. So this question is for sisters. We're going to this question would be, what does sisterhood mean to you? And then for brothers, what does brotherhood mean to you?
Okay. Is that directed for me? Always splitting it.
Yeah, so it'd be we could just go around. So for sisters, so for me and Shakina, we'll answer for sisterhood what that means to us, and then for the brothers, what that means to you all. So always and you, Castellano.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, for brotherhood, I think the first thing comes to mind is just men holding each other accountable. First thing comes to mind to me is integrity, accountability, and respect. I think as men, we owe our community an obligation to make sure that we're providing for the community, we're protecting the community, in the same sense as our obligation is to our families. So when it comes down to brotherhood, I think it's just an extension of who we are as men. Are we developing ourselves with self-discipline? Are we developing our leadership skills? And if we are doing that and we're holding each other accountable as men, it's going to translate into community, because family really can't survive without a good, strong community. And I don't think a good, strong community can survive without good, strong men.
Oh, that was good. Key, strong men. I love this rise of the divine masculine, right? And so we have my husband here, away still on the floor. Hey, baby, you wanna chime in on it?
I think he summed it up for me, for real. And on that
My brother.
Accountability.
For brotherhood. Yeah, the accountability. I love that. Okay, awesome. So for me, I would say sisterhood is to a lot of what you said, similarly, the accountability piece with, really helping each other, be the best version of ourselves as sisters, and growth, right? Loving each other through, shared love of our men, uplifting our men together through sisterhood. That's how we come together. For me, that's what sisterhood means. And it's like sisterly bond, right? It's and yeah, I think that's the main thing I would say about that. I'm going to think about some more things, but Sister Shekinah, you want to?
Absolutely. Yes. So when I think about the word sisterhood, what my mind draws to is hood. And when I think about hood, I think about covering.
Oh.
And so when I think of sisterhood, I think of women who cover each other. And from my experience, I could have a sis, like, hey sis, anywhere in the world. It's like a cosmic force. So I could be in a bathroom at a restaurant and my sis might be like, hey girl, fix your shirt, So she's looking out for me, she's covering me. So when I think of the sisterhood, I think of women who come together and in varying degrees to help cover each other, to share resources, to help uplift each other, to build each other, to look out for each other, to nurture each other, to hold each other accountable. Like you said, brother, for the brothers, it's the same as the sisters. How do we get ourselves in position to where we're holding each other in integrity and accountability while also building each other up, sharing our resources, and helping each other along our journey? So even with me and my sister, my blood sister, we're very close to each other. So when I think about the blueprint of a sister, I think about her. I think about the relationship we have been able to build, even though we're not necessarily on the same frequency or even carry the same vision for life. There's always been this kind of protection for one another of our bond together, and ensuring that whatever we go through in life, that we stay close to one another as close as we can. And so when developing sisterhood, I always consider, well, how am I covering this person? How is this person covering me? How are we looking out for each other and building together? So.
Oh, okay, that's good. And it's it's sparking some other questions I want to ask. Just unpacking the brotherhood and sisterhood part of community. So
Before you ask that question, I want to say something.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say too, sometimes in life, blood is not thicker than water. And that's why I told my brother Castellano, I don't have much family, so the brotherhood for me hit different.
Yeah.
And I know some people can relate, like family sometimes don't even feel like blood. Family, I'm gonna say they're more like relatives. They're not like family. They're like relatives that you share a bloodline with, but it's not your community or family. And they don't stand on the same principles and moral compass as you do. That's why I really understand. I'm getting to a better understanding of what community really does look like when you connect on a different wavelength, when you connect on different principles, frequencies, and level of consciousness with other people, and it feels more like family than your own relatives. So I was talking to Castellano about that last time we were talking. So it does, for me, from personal experience, I've had to let some relatives go out of my life. You know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what they just are. They can't seem to recognize me from where I'm at with building community with my real family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With people that I really connect with on a deep connectivity. So, yeah.
That's I love that you said that, babe, because I want to go deeper with this because There's a lot to unpack about this, because as Shakina was talking and she was sharing her relationship with her blood sister, that's very beautiful. And but in the real, like with me doing this work and working with sisters and mother wounds, sisterhood wounds, or even brothers on the poly journey too, with brotherhood wounds and things, and father wounds and stuff, it just reminds me of, well, what did sisterhood mean to me before versus the evolved version of where I am today, with building, with my husband, my understanding of family and community from the lens of polyamory. Like, it's like, what does that mean to me today versus before? And one thing I can say just personally is, sisterhood felt more surface level before I really gained higher consciousness into understanding, sharing my husband in sisterhood, right? And like, for me, it was like, it always felt surface level. Like, okay, it's like I can hang out with this person, during like social things, but to me, it's like there's still something missing. And so when I first got introduced to the poly journey, that's when I actually experienced an intimacy, right? And when I say intimacy, I just mean like a level of closeness in a sisterhood with another Black woman, right? Through her like living in the headquarters and us working together. And it's like, okay, this is a different level of closeness that I never experienced. And that's like, okay, to me, I started redefining sisterhood in that way, because I'm like, we can actually get through hard conversations. We can actually get to know each other deeper. I didn't get the same level of depth and connection, outside of that. And I understand soul paths are different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but for me, for my personal journey, that's what opened me up to understanding like the concept of sisterhood from like a reliant like foundation. Like, it means like, okay, if we really needed to if things fell hard and we needed to really trust each other and depend on each other, I was looking at the dynamic, and I'm like, okay, this sisterhood is like, somebody's like my ride or die, like, meaning if I'm out and I got to do something for the community, is our husband, okay, like, and even sisters that we're building in the community now, like if we're doing something in community building, I know that you have a relationship with our ways, right? It's like, hey, can you just check up on them, like, oh, you're gonna bring this by and make sure he's okay, he or whatever the situation is, it's just a different level when I started to intentionally community build, with sisterhood. It just felt a lot different versus, just social things. So anyway, does anyone else want to piggyback off of some of the unpacking of like what
Yes,
or
I
brotherhood?
would. Yeah, I love what you both said, and I love the fact that Brother Oace compared it to family, because really when you look at family, I think that's a subconscious state of being, right? Mm-hmm. But with brotherhood and sisterhood, I can see where you are intentionally building sovereign relationships. Because in the 5 bands of brotherhood, we're very intentional about making sure that brothers check on each other, that we know what's going on with our brothers. That's mandatory, and that's intentional. That's intentional building. That's intentional community building. You want to make sure that you are aware, just like you said. Go by the house, see his brother, oh, he's okay. That's intentional. It's not subconscious. It's in your actions. It's in your work. And I think brotherhood and sisterhood is that, because it's a covenant relationship that we've made with our community of brothers and sisters.
It's a covenant relationship. I like that.
I love that. Yeah, that was good.
Yes, that was beautiful. Yes, I love what you said, Asha, about the deepening of intimacy with sisters through husband sharing. And I think that as I went through my journey, my poly journey of husband sharing, that's when I really was able to tap into the deeper parts of the sisterhood as well. And through that journey, I was able to really heal a lot of my sister wounds, because we had to lay bare before one another to engage in such a revolutionary concept of family care and commitment. And even when I think about growing up, a lot of, not necessarily my relationships, some of them, but a lot of what I saw around me was sisters not really getting along because there was
Yeah.
a man involved in that dynamic.
Yeah.
But to come back and actually heal it, live in integrity with that, and even the joy that came from rooting for a Black man with another sister also brought another level of bonding, because it's like, we're going to make sure that person is taken care of. We're going to make sure we're taken care of, and we're taking care of each other. And we're going to continue to cover all aspects of these relationships, and to be able to experience that closeness with another sister as we developed our own bond, and we all developed our bonds together, was just so rich. And I learned so much wisdom from that experience. I learned how to separate myself from scarcity, and also separating myself from ownership, and really leaning into the vulnerability that's required for that type of relationship and dynamic. And so even now, the way that I do sisterhood is so much different than it was before I was called to go into the depth of husband sharing with a sister. So it was such a rich experience, and I really enjoyed what it did for my relationships, because it took me to a level that I hadn't experienced even with my blood sister. I think my blood sister was more of the blueprint for how to overcome conflict with other women, because me and my sister, we're both fire signs, so we had a lot of experiences where we had to come back into communion with each other to heal together. And that helped me when I was going to those deeper relationships that my sister wasn't able to necessarily meet me on that frequency, but I carried those lessons into that dynamic, and it was able to help me further my healing journey. So I definitely agree with the depth that you get in certain types of relationships that might not even be family to you. So
yeah, exactly. I love how you worded that. Okay, awesome. And Sister Janae just got here, so hopefully you're able to join on, sis. We would love to hear from you. She have a sister wife circle, so I would love to hear from her. Okay, someone said, I was married to my ex-husband for over 9 years. Yeah, marriage is quite something, right? Well, yeah, I mean, I hope that you learned a lot from that. Okay, so and you can, and then also let me know too, but sad we're not together anymore. Yeah, can you share why? What was it, if you mind sharing? Yeah, that's another thing, because we could actually get into conversation about that too, once we get through the rest of our questions, but it made me think about that. Oh, Sister Janae,
hey, hello.
hey, beautiful, how you doing?
I'm doing good, and y'all?
We doing good, sis. Well, I'm doing
That's good.
good. Look, I'm speaking for everybody, sorry.
It's okay. I was trying to hop on. I'm like, I've been sitting here since like 8 o'clock. I'm like, I was on the Mahi
Yeah.
community, and I'm like,
I know, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We were having difficulties starting the live from NetPay, so we had to switch over here. So yeah, I'm learning too, guys.
yeah, I'm him too. It's okay. I'm learning this stuff too.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so Sister Janae, do you mind just sharing information about yourself? You have a sister wife circle, and then what does community mean to you?
Yes, so I am Janae, and a lot of people know me by Jajiao. So I have a sister wife. I mean, not a sister wife. I have a group called Sister Sita, and it's basically where women come together we do like different affirmations of the day, different healing guides and stuff like that, kind of pouring into each other. I am also a sister wife. I've been in my poly relationship for 7 years. I've been with my husband for 13 years. So it's been a journey. Community to me is when people could come together for a higher cause other than themselves, and really pour into the mission, into the goal of getting things done, having that unity, partnership and everything like that. So that's what community means to me. And yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so Sister Janae, just real quick, and then we're gonna get to the next question for everybody. So for your sister wife journey, right? What has your relationship, I guess, well, I should say, what does sisterhood mean to you now? after experiencing what it's like to be a sister wife for that amount of time, and versus like how you used to view what sisterhood was?
Yeah. So for me now, I feel like sisterhood is having that unbreakable bond. You know, like you seeing me at my high and you seeing me at my low, and you not shaking or, folding on me. Like, it's like, okay, sis, I see you not where you used to, like where you usually are. So let me pour into you, So sisterhood for me is like not letting anything break that, and us pouring into each other no matter what season we are in, and just being there open and vulnerable. Like, I could show you my true self. A sister that you growing up with, she gonna see you from when you was baby peeing on yourself to you're growing and you're blossoming. So sisterhood is that type of energy for me. Like, you gonna be here for me. Everything not gonna be pretty, everything's not gonna be easy. You go through postpartum, all types of stuff. So sisterhood has definitely changed a lot for me, because like even when I was younger, I was like the type of girl, I don't want to hang out with girls because I didn't think I got along with them. So I want to be with my brothers or the guys, and I stayed away from women. And it was like, once I got into my sisterhood relationship, it was, whoa, hold on. I've been neglecting a lot of stuff. I've been running from a lot of stuff, and it's really like pain and hurt that I was kind of like trying to protect myself, but I didn't want to be vulnerable. I don't want no lady to see me weak. Like, it's not okay. So, over the years it has grown to like, no, like that vulnerability is key having this type of relationship. Oh, yeah, this my husband. He just stepped in.
Okay, awesome. Hey, how you doing, King?
Hey. How you doing, brother?
What's up, brother?
All right.
What's your name, brother?
My name Ariel. I go by L. Yeah, his name is Ariel. Was I supposed to be in here?
Okay,
No, they're not supposed to be in here.
Okay. All right. So now let's get to, I want to talk about sovereignty now, because this is so big. Like, for me, when I was revealed through my initiations what poly was, it was being revealed to me through the lens of sovereignty. Like, it's like, oh, like you see like a village and people are interdependent or connected. It's just like, this is what it is. This is poly. And I was like, oh, okay. So I started to put the two together. I started to connect the dots. But I want to talk about sovereignty. So what does sovereignty mean to you, and what does it look like in practice? So it's a question.
When you say what it looks like in practice, I think that's something we're striving for, right? I know as brothers we are, because when I think of sovereignty, I do think about that independence away from society, being able to be sufficient in our community, being able to supply all of our needs, and being able to create, in my mind, as an entrepreneur, businesses that we can bring money into the community, that builds up the community, that we have a product or a service to take to the marketplace that brings money in, so that we can be self-sufficient in our education, raising our families, feeding our families, and providing shelter for our families without necessarily having to deal with this economy that, which is a big monster that we all deal with. So sovereignty means getting out of that system and really having the power to create your own system.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, brother, you summed it up beautifully. I will add, I think of the term do for self, and when you do for self within the realm of the collective. So first, I think it's important to establish a shared definition of sovereignty amongst those who are pursuing the path and the frequency of it. And then once you establish that shared definition, me and my husband talk about, he used to always tell me, I want you to be the center of your own story. And this doesn't mean that I'm selfish and I only think about myself. It simply means, okay, what do I need to feel cared for, to feel loved, to feel supported? What skills do I want to develop for the collective? What aspects of self need healing? What aspects of self can I share because they have been healed? And how can I use that to help build the collective vision? And so I'm not necessarily relying too heavily on someone, but I also know that I need my community. So it's kind of like doing this beautiful dance between being the center of your story and using that center to create this beautiful collective vision that is shared amongst a group of people. So for me, it's important to practice sovereignty by skill developing, right? By connecting with other people, connecting with the sisters and connecting with the brothers, bridging resources together so that we can again serve one another and support our people. And now you have a group of sovereign individuals, but we all share a similar mission. So that's what I would consider sovereignty.
I love that. And you know, something like really came over like on my heart as you were talking, Shakina. I don't know, for whatever reason it does that. Like we bounce off each other like that. When you talk, sometimes I feel more like in tune in what my heart is trying to say. And I don't know why. Maybe because you speak from the heart. That may be what it is. Yeah, I can feel that. But you know, something that really was coming over me is like growing up in America and seeing how, you know, this construct that, you know, and what Black people go through, you know, in America, especially, you know, Black, what we call Black African Americans. It was like going through that experience. I'm like, the deeper you go down the rabbit hole, you're just like, there will never be justice like operating in this way, right? When I'm practicing and living and existing in something that was meant for another community, right? And you can feel that, right? You can feel that when you know, you're on the jobs. You can feel that when you're in the schools. You can feel that. And not to say that people can't learn from those things along their journeys and their paths, right? Because there's lessons in everything. But what I started to think deeper about was like, okay, well, where can I become free out of this? And that's what led me to getting revealed as I perceive from what the creator is revealing to me as a path for that, which is to become sovereign. The answer is not to continue to try to fight and be equal amongst like, why? No, you should be trying to become sustaining as a community, right? That's a higher level of development, and that is how you demand respect globally, right? But that takes a tremendous amount of work, right? Community coming together, communication, agreements, right? All those things. But, you know, I think about the Most High always being at the center. So for me, sovereignty is an interdependent, you know, group of people who come together and they share a culture, right? And I did talk about this as a definition for community as well. But for sovereignty, it would be, you know, you provide your own food, language, education. You're not outsourcing any of that, right? The community takes care of that. So I'm like, okay, but in order to do that, there's a transition, there's steps to do that, right? And I'm like, okay, what are some of the steps, right? You start seeing now more and more people are becoming involved in self-sustainable living, right? We see what's going on in America with the food, right? People are thinking more about food sovereignty. We just attended an event in Atlanta with the Rising Sun Development Center, right? And talking about food sovereignty in a round table with farmers, you know, talking about this. And it's like, you know, and Sister Shakina was there, right? And it was a great time for us to connect. It's just like that was like when I started to think about, okay, how do we truly get justice, right? That's what was becoming more revealed to me, right? And not finding comfort in captivity, you know, and trying to continue to play the game. How do you get out of the game?
I like that you got to the justice part, because let's just be real. And this is what we feeling too. Is getting more and more intense. Sovereignty is revolution. It's deep revolution, and it has a lot to do with everything that y'all saying. But we always got to keep in mind, it's always preparation when we talk about separation. That's why the brotherhood and the sisterhood is so important too. But brotherhood as protectors. Because it's not just a physical thing. It's a deeply spiritual thing. We're talking about being sovereign and coming into our true selves, and the self and the self being the psyche word of existence. That's spiritual warfare in itself. Think about all the obstacles y'all been going through, just being and living the lifestyle that y'all live.
Right.
This is revolution.
Right.
Sovereignty is a very serious, which I'm sitting from the outside looking in, just objectively, just sitting back listening to y'all. This sounds like a real live revolution. It sounds like some people that are very serious and intentional about their lives about to come together. And what does that look like in under an umbrella and covering hood of protection? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We going through it now, just us. Me and my wife all the time. It's getting even more. The more we grow, the more spiritual attacks we face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This lifestyle comes with a lot of wounds, a lot of attacks, a lot of attempted, you know what I'm saying, strategic asymmetrical warfare strategies from different people. Not that they matter, it never works, but at the same time, the fact that they're coming now and we're pretty much coming together as a collective, but we're more on we're on the same vibration and frequency, and we have intentions of coming together. But think about, you're with your husband, I'm with my wife, you're with your husband constantly, he has his partners here we're in this fight, and we're in this fight of revolution right now, separate but with our partners. Think about what we go. This is real. This sovereignty is real revolution, yo. We feeling it. I'm getting emotional talking about it because I know what we've been going through. Judgment, you know, a slander, smear campaigns, people not misunderstanding what we stand for.
Yeah.
You know, the stigma of poly on us, the sex stigmas on poly.
Yeah.
The opposite of like heterosexual and functional poly. Like all of this is we're creating a revolution within what we're going through on a daily basis with us and with intention of being sovereign.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's one thing that I wanted to bring to the forefront and talk about when I heard you say justice, because sometimes there may not be no justice for us. We got to create that.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
No, that was good. That was good, babe. And I really want to hear from Sister Janae and Brother L, like, because I know you all are doing the homestead lifestyle, you know. So I really want to know what does sovereignty mean to y'all, and how that's been looking for y'all in practice.
Yeah, so for us, like when you brought up sovereignty, it made me think about like when it kind of first came to us. It was when we were getting ready to have our third child. Our first two children we had in the hospital. With our third child, that's when I stepped into my doula role, and I was like, I want to start home birthing. We have 8 children. The rest of our 6 children have been home birthed. So home birthing our children, homeschooling our children have opened up like a whole new world to us, basically. And it's showing us like what is truly important, you know, feeding ourselves, teaching the beings that we've created, you know, pouring into ourselves as we're teaching them, and building so that our children can have something to look forward to, you know, in the future. So for me, that's kind of like where the journey started. And I know that it starts in the home first, like getting that foundation and that security in the home first. So then I'm able to take what the knowledge I have to other people, and we could build from that. I know how to deliver babies, you know, he might know how to build, you know, certain things, and everybody have these different gifts, and we're coming together to create something for all of us. And it's just really about like kind of like what you all said, it's about breaking free. You know, it's about being able to learn how to make your own clothes and how to care for yourselves and your own soaps and everything. Like, how can you do it? You know, so we moved on a farm. Like, it's going into our 2nd year. Listen, the grass that took us out this year. We just had a baby in June. It is not looking like how it looked last year. And you want to get him? But it's not looking like how it looked last year, but it's a lot of hard work. You know, last year I was pregnant in the garden. I was doing my thing pregnant. In my postpartum season, I'm not gonna lie, I've been helping my wife. She's and we're pregnant at the same time. So, you know, it's we pouring into each other, and it's like, okay, listen, we sacrificed the yard for a little while. We got some potatoes in there, you know, but it hasn't been easy, and we're learning, like, you gotta sweat, you kind of gotta cry, you put your hand out and picked up some horse boo-boo in the ground, you know. I'm like, oh, this ain't dirt, this ain't dirt.
Oh.
But you know, like, this is hard work, and at the end of the day, my children could eat from this, we can learn from this. They see me out here pregnant, not pregnant, trying, you know, and we are attempting to do something. So it's just showing them and teaching them the skill, and, you know, showing them that, okay, you just keep going, you know, and keep creating the life that you see for yourself. We want to be free, you know. So then we learn, like, okay, to be free, we need like sovereign denturists, you know, people that know how to work on teeth, because that's important. Like, that's important to doctors, you know, but in a holistic perspective, not in how they have it constructed, like knowing what you're really doing and like the natural science behind it that's actually healing, and not just masking or covering up what's really going on with us. So that's kind of my take on it.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Got the question. Shit.
They said, what is sovereignty to you?
Oh, sovereignty. That is a fancy word to me. Because it can mean a lot of different things. But she pretty much hit off on it. Just being the provider for things that we basically look to the government for, like our food, electricity, fresh water, um, the way we live in, learning how to make these things for ourselves. So it's a learning process, obviously, when it comes to this. And what's the other word? Trial and error,
Yeah.
basically. So you're not gonna get it right at the same, like,
Mm,
trying to approach it by yourself first of all. But
mm,
that's why I really do agree with the community building, because we can all put our trial and error together,
mm,
especially with elders and the youth and AI or whatever we got. Just like, you know, put our resources together so we can make something new. Like, seeing what they did in the ancient and coming up with new ideas in the now. Like, basically have fun with it. Don't let it be too stressing or like rushing, having a rushing spirit, because we don't need to rush. Like, we already pretty much won. We just gotta stay healthy, you know, not just physically but mentally, spiritually. You know, the ball is already in our court. We just gotta learn how to relax for real, and not put ourselves in everything, because really everything ain't even meant for us to always be in, because
mm,
you know, it's other things that we can focus on, especially the little ones. Like, we don't need to focus on. They be trying to rage bait us on
mm,
all type of stuff, like getting us in our emotions and stuff like that. It's okay. We know that everything been messed up for a while now, and now that we got this like enlightened
mm,
perspective, we need to
mm,
connect. Like, this the best thing we can do, for real, is talk to each other.
mm.
Because it can get scary trying to approach it alone.
Yeah, I love everything you said. That strength and unity. That was beautiful. I appreciate that, Brother L. So Kina, you know, real quick, I want to ask you, you know, and your king, I see he stepped in. So, you know, what does sovereignty mean to y'all? And if the brother want to introduce himself, you know, definitely do that.
Yeah, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, family. I'm Malachi.
Okay.
Nice to meet y'all.
Yeah, sovereign. I think I answered the question about sovereignty already.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, did you want to add something?
Okay. Well, I guess quickly, if I hear sovereignty, I'm thinking of Kuji Chagalia, self-determination.
Mm,
Um, that's my short and sweet. Defining my life and my trajectory for myself and manifesting it along the way.
oh, that's good. Okay, awesome. All right, so this is our last question. And then if anybody else want to ask any additional questions or comments after that, we can kind of open it. And then people that's tuning in, if y'all got questions too, y'all can start putting them in. So this question is, in your opinion, with working with Black people in your area or just coming together, what are some of the issues we need to focus on to get to the next stage of community development? So, considering where you are, locally, and then also, like, I guess what you're building through this platform too, as well, online.
Yeah. One of the biggest challenges I know is brotherhood here locally. I'm in Chicago, and then also building online, is that as men, we have a serious problem with unity as men. I think we've been trained to take on this world by ourselves. I think society is kind of mindset that individualism is the way we're supposed to live. And it's so opposite of how God created us. He created us for community. He created us with a tribal mindset. So being able just to tear down those boundaries and getting brothers to understand that it's okay to come together. We're not competing against one another. That together we're able to actually strengthen each other. I think about a philosophy that, I guess, an ancient African philosophy, I think it's Ubuntu, that I am because we are. I'm successful because we are successful. So there's no sense of me competing against my brothers. I need to use my talent, just like the brother said earlier. Let's come together and use our talents to make us whole.
Yeah, it's the fun part. That's when it get fun, if you ask me. But the challenging thing is trying to take everybody. Like, I think when we, first get into this knowing, we want everybody to share it. And that's the hard part. It took me like a year or two to get over it because, you want everybody to be enlightened and be in the community. But as I learned now, it's really not meant for everybody unless they choose it.
Yeah.
And basically weeding out or learning who to share your energy with versus who not to, or which level to conversate, because you ain't gotta just shun people you don't agree with, but it is different levels of conversation that you gotta learn how to interact with people on different levels instead of forcing everybody or really wanting them. Like, that's the challenging part to me, because just because you melanated don't mean like you gonna be a part of the community. You gotta want it in a way that you willing to go through the process. You feel me? You can't just want the harvest. You gotta be ready to till the dirt. Yeah. So stuff like that. That's challenging. Like, everybody gotta be, on that for real. But when we all look alike and be focused on locks and brown skin, it's kind of hard to just weave it all the time. So that's challenging.
I love that you said that not everybody can come. Oh, sometimes we say like there will be casualties of war, and as heartbreaking as that is, that's sometimes something we have to honor and accept. I would say to the question, earlier I mentioned shared definitions. So first, I think we have to come together on shared understanding of what failure looks like in our community and what success looks like. Because without a shared definition, we're not going to know who's actually aligned with where we're trying to go. And so a few examples of, quote unquote failure we talked about was not having rites of passages for certain aspects of the journey. So even being a parent, it's like, no, that's a whole rites of passage. Marriage, that's a rites of passage, passing down these stories and passing down shared understanding, passing down instructions and structures on how to navigate these dynamics are key to actually the community advancing. So once we come from a place of, okay, this is a shared reality of like, these are the challenges in our community.
Universal, we all need this, yeah.
Yeah, like these are universal things that we all need. And how do we progress towards the solutions, or what would it look like if we had success in this area? So home ownership is a big thing that we're working on right now in ownership period, but it's not enough to say we're successful because we own a home and have a mortgage. It's not enough to say we we have land, it's like, okay, are we in the rent cycle? Are we in the mortgage cycle? Do
Right.
we own this land, or how much can we get to the highest level of ownership? Because
Right.
even if we have a home, doesn't mean we own it. So trying to figure out, how do we get to the highest level of success within the realm of community?
I remember that conversation in identifying like a description of failure. So if I buy a house today for 300,000, I paid off in 30 years, I paid 600,000. But 10 years ago, it was 30,000. So is me getting a mortgage like that right now, is that really winning? Is that my best way to get in? Is there another way I could get in without signing up my life force for 30 years, And for a lot of people, I mean, if we have it and you can budget, that's great. But for a lot of people that their income maybe doesn't match the amount of inflation and predatory, nature of the word real estate is, being able to identify, like, if I got 15 friends and we're all locked into these mortgages, uh, is that going to pay out in 30 years the same way the last 30 years paid out for folks who had that property? Are we going to assume that it's going to keep going up, or are we going to anticipate whether there's going to be a bubble that bursts, and where are we going to be at in that when that time comes?
Mm.
We need somebody to just have the deeds already, because everybody ain't gonna understand it.
Right.
That, and that's why we mess up. We try to always approach it by ourselves because we think it's good. Like, all right, get a mortgage, get some land, but we all should know by now that does not mean we own anything. But somebody know how to contact the land bureau or whatever to actually get those deeds and stuff of that nature. We just gotta find the right elder or the right young man to take us there. But we gotta have the one. But
Yeah.
it's the linking up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. I love everything that was said here. And what I want to do now, in light of some of the things that some of you all were saying, like Castellano on individualism versus community, Brother L talking about, the enlightenment consciousness, and Brother Malachi, all the things that you were just saying, sharing with Shakina, just about the aspect of doing for self and self-determination. Like, to me, I'm thinking about the gap in all of this, as you all talked about, Sister Shakina, the rites of passage. The gap here is the solutions that we all are providing, right? So education, trainings, right? So we're about to segue into now solutions, okay? Like, what we got going on, right? We got a brotherhood organization, sister wife circles going on, sovereign wife circles. So let's talk about the solutions, because what I would say challenges for us is just for people to understand that part, that you got to be ready to do the work. Like, that's the inner work, right? You got the inner work and doing the work. What you have to, step up to the calling, right? Your purpose. You gotta really be about community. So we do have a Poly and Chill community mixer that's going to be hosted by the Maji community. That's free, right? This is for everyone who wants to come and learn with existing members in the Maji community. And we'll have Sister Janae and Sister Shakina there, just sharing our journeys and our stories, right? Because this is, if I say that I'm serious about community and nation building, right, we should be able to come together, even if we're a part of like different parts of the U.S., right? We have, our tribes, and we come together, because that, to me, that's what is helping that elevated enlightened and consciousness wherever we are. So I just want to hop on the call, and people come and learn. If this is new, or wherever you are, you're ready to take it to the next level. We have education and just a lot of conversations that's going to be had on that call. That's going to be next Wednesday, August the 12th at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. That link is in my bio. All right. So we'll just do a round, and tell us, what you got going on next, in terms of offerings, any published, books or anything. I definitely want to make space for you all to share your gifts.
Okay, thank you for that. But to answer your question about what the answer is, I feel that the solution, and I may be a little naive, but I feel that the solution to everything is community. I really do. I really believe that us coming together with the one mindset, with a common goal, and that determination and covenant to see each other grow and be successful is the answer. And all of that is in community. And that's one reason why I am building this brotherhood community that I'm building here. It's going to be a nationwide community. Right now, we're focusing in Alabama, Georgia, and Chicago currently. And we're looking to grow it nationally, where we're really looking at men developing their mind, their bodies, their spirit, economic development, and leadership for their family and community. So in that, I did write a book. It's called The Return of the Divine Masculine Spirit. And that book will be out next month. And yeah, that's what I'm working on as an entrepreneur and trying to get away from living against the society way of saying that we should live. But, community to me is the answer. And to be real quick, I came about this as an entrepreneur. I have a black car service that I started, a couple of decades ago. And I really didn't see success when I took on the mindset that I was not competing against other limousine companies. When I took on the mindset of galvanizing the brothers who had their own business, and we came together and started collaborating on how we were marketing, how we were trying to get clients, and took on the mindset of trying to make sure that all of us were successful, is the time that I started to realize success. And I realized that success by coming together and collaborating with other like-minded brothers in my industry.
What's your name, sir?
Castellano.
Castellano, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you,
I'm
brother.
Chicago too, man.
We
I'm a
both
Yes,
native from
yes.
Chicago. Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Okay.
That's cool.
I like that.
Mhm.
For sure.
Yeah, one thing I want to hit on is when you said collaborating. One of the biggest things I like to say is, instead of being in competition with each other, we need to collaborate more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you collaborate more, that's when you could actually see things grow. When you study in competition with somebody, you can't grow. You can't really merge. So that's like one of the biggest things. Like even like being a sister wife. Me and my wife are two different people. She has her gifts, I have mine. But when we collaborate, it's like, oh, okay, you good at this, I'm good at that. We're gonna
Right.
get this done together.
Mm-hmm.
And that is like the most amazing thing. So I love that you said that collaborating, even in like the business mindset, when you get to collaborate with people, you're opening yourself up to a whole lot more because there's certain things that another partner knows and a different partner knows, and then you're all sharing. Now it's like a whole free flowing, and everybody is able to win. So
Yes.
that's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could go next. But so I have my community, Sister Sita, and I just created the Sister Sita Garden. Sister Sita has been a free community for a year, going on 2 years now. I have like 50 members in there. We talk, we heal. In the garden, this is going to be the place that we're focusing on like true healing, like where we have like a 12-month series of different things that we're working on. So I'm super excited for that because I learned that like when women can heal together and feel seen and heard, the healing process happens a lot faster sometimes. Like instead of just doing it alone and feeling like you don't have anybody, when you could hold each other accountable and share different things that you're learning that works for you, the healing is a lot more graceful and a lot more pleasant because you don't feel alone. And that's what I have, the Sister Sita Garden. And yeah, that's my baby. That's what I've been working on. We also been working on like our love. Like we have a poly page called like Love Jowls. So we've been working on our love. Yeah, it's a family page. Like we show our children and stuff like that. And so that's what we've been developing more, going in that aspect, just testing the waters. But our biggest thing is like homeschooling, home life, different things. But our main thing that we're working on, like or I'm working on, is the Sister Seek the community.
I'm supporting whatever she's doing right now. As I get my energy together. So yeah.
Awesome.
Supportive.
Yes, I just want to add in on the releasing the competition frequency. That has been the
Yeah, that was
biggest,
good though.
like That has been the biggest weight off, and it just makes community so much richer, so much more fun, because it's like we're actually looking to each other because we recognize that we don't actually have to have the whole package. You know, and that's like, oh thank God, because I just want to focus on what I do well. I don't want the stress of trying to be everything for everybody. So it just feels so good to know that you all resonate with releasing the competition frequency and leaning into the collaborative efforts. In terms of what I'm focused on right now is I have a community called the Sovereign Wives Circle. So we really do a lot of work around skill building and focus on creating internal queendoms so that we can be a better resource to our families and our communities. I'm hosting a workshop actually on Monday called The Return of the Sovereign Woman. So cool, brother. You got the return of the divine masculine. We returning, y'all. We returning. So, and then also have the return of the sovereign woman workbook as well to pair it with that workshop. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now. We have things that we're working on. We have a couples page as well that I've been running for 3 years now. Oh, it'll be 3 years in like a few days. Wow. And yeah, we talk a lot about relationships in terms of how to build and maintain healthy relationships. We also have speaking on sovereignty, we have a water brand. It's called Oli Water. And so yeah, you want to talk more a little bit about your water brand? Or quickly, yeah.
Yeah, so quickly, solutions. Um, Water is one, so we're connected to a black-owned farm. They have a well, so natural alkaline spring water. Um, Getting that to our people. Food, the cost of food that's so high, that was a big issue for us. Well, we found out how to go down to a state distribution center
Skip the grocery store.
and yeah, really just skip the grocery store for the people that join our food co-op, they pay $20. They get about $40 to $50 worth of groceries. We were running that twice a month. We had to pause for a little bit, but we'll be reinitiating that one back up. Even in that example, the benefit financially is excellent. But the individual preference, the individuality, like, oh, well, do you guys have, I want this specifically versus like, well, when we're collectively putting our money together, we're trying to go for what's going to satisfy like things that, mostly everybody's going to eat. And if we can pull in some particulars, then we will. But, sometimes we can't always satisfy everybody's requests. So being able, that energy, being able to sit with that and recognize, like, actually, this is big and this is important. So, I'm still going to participate. That's what's required from folks to let go of some of the comforts and individual things that might cater to them for the broader collective good. Something I'm really proud of, especially with the collaboration, is the amount of live network. I had a job come in that was bigger than I thought I could handle. It was for a move job, phones, and they were like, "Hey, we need this done in 2 days." And I was like, I I want to not be able to say no. And I was able to think, can I pull 10 guys together in 2 days? And not only pull them together, but I need to pay them more than whatever they got going. I need to call them on the phone and get a yes. And so luckily, just from building trust and doing little collab here, little collab here, little collab here, little collab here, an opportunity comes, able to capitalize on that. Made the call, 12 brothers showed up, we got the job done, no mistakes, it was very professional. All the brothers are familiar with each other, so we're able to celebrating for 6-7 hours. Well, it doesn't even feel like work that much. But those experiences where it's like, we don't see that these massive opportunities are available to us, but the more we practice getting along, the more we practice working together, and then a really big one, contractual. We're not really used to corporate language and contractual language in families and in working with each other as friends, but that's exactly the technology we need to push things forward so we can have crystal clear communications, expectations, things like that. So I'll cut it there. But
that's awesome. That is so true. I like that.
Yes, amazing. Well, I appreciate everyone, coming out tonight. I'm going to make sure that I collaborate with all of you. So this is on your page so everyone knows, everything that you all shared today. We got a deeper dive to see more into, your offerings and just like how we view community. And I do believe that these are some of the best leaders that I've come across recently. So, this is awesome. And I'll just lastly say, I did come out with the Poly Shadow workbook recently, so it is up for all the people who want to learn more, dive deeper, or get to the higher level of what the poly journey is actually about in all of the various forms of non-monogamy that build towards sustainable and sovereign community. All right, so you can click the link in my bio, and you can also just comment and let me know if you need the link for the Poly and Chill Community Mixer next Wednesday. Oh, yes. I'm glad somebody mentioned that because I wanted to go around real quick. Where's everyone located? Okay, so me and my husband we're based in North Carolina.
We're in the Tennessee, Kentucky area. We're on the border. We be in between.
Mm-hmm. We're out in Atlanta.
Yeah. Atlanta. We coming to visit you in Tennessee and Alabama, sir. We in North Carolina. Y'all all close enough. We're gonna come make our way.
You drive.
Need some water.
Look, we need some water. We need a lot of water. We got a lot of
Absolutely.
babies.
For real. Make sure
Yes,
we get like each other info for sure.
Yeah.
yeah. Asha, you could pass my info on. That'd be great. I'm a part of the Maji community. I think that needs to be told because Asha is an awesome educator. That's what really drew me towards her community. I seek a lot of knowledge, and when I'm doing something, I like to rest in peace that I understand that I'm doing it right. And with Asha, I really feel comfortable learning about polygamy and learning about building community. She's really awesome. I just wanted to add that in there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, this has been love. Yes, I'll make sure that everybody get each other contact information, however y'all want to share that. So y'all have a great night. Kiss the babies for me. All love. This is love and we going up from here. So definitely everybody tap into what we got going on. Oh, you know practice.
Baby. Yes, congratulations, y'all.
Thank you. Same to you.
Nice to meet y'all.
Thank you.
Yes, nice
We
meeting
did
you
it.
guys.
How old is the baby?
She's 7 months.
6 months. Right. I bought that. Come on.
Listen, I ain't all these babies. My baby big. All these babies be big. You don't know sometimes.
Right.
All right. All right. Y'all have a great night.
You too, Asha. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Asha.
All right.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Later.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night.